Coming to the positive feedback system or positive feedback regulation. In a positive feedback system, there is an increase in the variable which triggers the processes that further increase the variable. A particular thing is there and a variable is increased, it will further increase the variable again. So there is not ulta, it's again it's stimulating again the particular thing. So this sets the vicious cycle of activation of the process. Therefore, this control mechanism does not operate to provide homeostasis. The positive feedback system is also known as vicious cycle system. It is also known as vicious cycle system that terminates only when stimulus applied to the trigger is withdrawn or the process itself is self-terminated. For the typical examples here is milk ejection reflex, parturition reflex, LH surge, Hodgkin cycle, etc. So these are typical examples of positive feedback mechanism. A particular thing is there, a stimulus, it has to be terminated itself or it has to be withdrawn itself. Okay, the process itself has to be self-terminated. That is the thing happening here. So milk ejection reflex and parturition reflex are both neuroendocrine reflex. So typical examples for positive feedback mechanism. So we can see what happens in milk ejection reflex. In milk ejection reflex, when the infant suckles at the breast, there are plenty of receptors present at the breast. This stimulates the touch receptors, in the suckling stimulates the touch receptors, which thereby sends the impulses to the hypothalamus, mainly the supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei of the hypothalamus. This results in the release of oxytocin from the posterior pituitary into the bloodstream, into the blood circulation, which reaches the breast and it acts on the myoepithelial cells in the breast and results in the milk ejection. So milk ejection is also a neuroendocrine reflex since initially it is started with a neural and it has to end in the endocrine function. Coming to the parturition reflex. What is the parturition reflex? The head of the fetus presses on the cervix. It results in the stimulation of such receptors, which thereby sends the impulses to the supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei of the hypothalamus. It results in the release of oxytocin from posterior pituitary into the circulation, thereby reaching the myometrium of the uterus, resulting in the contraction of the myometrium, and which results in a process or a reflex known as parturition. So these two are the typical examples of positive feedback mechanism. Now, what is LH surge? LH surge, the term itself you can say there is an increase in the luteinizing hormone. LH is a luteinizing hormone. There is an increase in luteinizing hormone. Okay, this is increased luteinizing hormone secretion that leads to ovulation. So normally what happens, the estrogen has to inhibit the LH secretion, but before ovulation, estrogen provides positive feedback to the LH secretion, which results in LH surge. So LH surge, you can see usually LH surge is during the ovulation period. When a 28-day cycle, it has to happen on the 14th day. Okay, and again depends, the cycle depends on, the second half is a fixed, a stable thing. If you have a 28 days, it's the 14th day of ovulation. If it's a 29-day cycle, it is 15th day. If it is a 30-day cycle, it is a 16th day. So the second half, means the secretory phase is a fixed thing in the menstrual cycle. So here when you consider as a 28-day cycle, the 14th day is the ovulation. So you can see during the ovulation, the LH surge, LH secretion, the LH hormone secretion is at the peak. That is the LH surge. Coming to the one of the important example of positive feedback mechanism, that is the Hodgkin cycle. What happens actually in Hodgkin cycle? The sodium influx that causes upstroke or depolarization of nerve or muscle action potential, it results in the opening of few sets of sodium channels, providing positive feedback for the other sodium channels to open, that results in a massive sodium influx causing depolarization. So we can see there is an upstroke of depolarization or depolarization of a muscle or a nerve action potential. It leads to a threshold depolarization opening sodium channels, which results in the opening of a set of sodium channels activating the other sodium channels. A massive opening of sodium channels takes place further. This results in the rapid rise in the membrane potential. So we can see expected here the sodium channels is there. There is a triggering of sodium channels, and again a multiple or a massive opening of other sodium channels takes place. So this is the thing what you can see in Hodgkin cycle. Okay, the sodium channel, there is a sodium channels, sodium influx already happened that causes the upstroke or depolarization of nerve or muscle action potential. This leads to opening of few sets of sodium channel, providing positive feedback for opening of other sodium channels, resulting in massive sodium influx causing depolarization. That is the Hodgkin cycle.